Hello, and welcome to this webinar on artificial intelligence for the third sector. My name's Andrew, and I'm the Senior Digital Manager at promo-cymru. My role involves supporting the third sector to gain a better understanding of emerging digital tools and how they could be utilised in our work. That usually includes things such as social media, analytics, cloud storage, and remote working, but today we'll be talking about AI. Over the course of this webinar, I'll be covering the following: what generative AI is and how it works, how to use AI-powered tools in your role to save you time, an overview to writing effective prompts. This webinar is for people who either have never used any generative AI tools or are perhaps just starting out on their AI journey. So, what is AI? AI, or artificial intelligence, refers to computer systems that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence, like learning and problem solving. It may seem like AI is this brand new thing, but actually, it's been around for quite a while. Examples of AI that you're probably already using, or at least aware of, include virtual assistants like Siri and Alexa, self-driving cars, and facial recognition software, which you may have used in airports or as part of your banking app. But probably the most common place you'll have experienced AI, maybe without even noticing, is with recommendation systems on shopping sites like Amazon and streaming platforms like Netflix. Basically anywhere where it says you may also be interested in. So, if AI is nothing new, why are so many people talking about it right now? While AI itself isn't new, there have been significant advancements made in the past few months, allowing people to more easily access and use these tools. You may have seen AI used to create incredible new images, generate lifelike speech and audio, or write text that's so articulate that it's almost indistinguishable from human writing. These are all examples of what we call generative AI. You may have some examples of these photos appearing on social media or even news articles. This photo on the left of the Pope went viral after people were led to believe he was really wearing this rather jazzy puffer jacket that made him look like he was in a boy band. Or this image on the right of Donald Trump being arrested, which was widely circulated in March 2023 when he was facing a possible indictment charge. Look closely, and it's easy to see things don't quite look right. I think there are a few too many legs, for example, some floating in midair on that Trump image. And actually, if you look at the Pope, he seems to be holding a really tiny coffee cup in his hand, doesn't quite look right. But the point is, at a glance, it's easy to be fooled. With all of these negative headlines, you can understand why AI has been getting such a bad name. But really, it's no different to social media or any new tool. It can be used for good or for bad. Today, we're just going to focus on the good. But perhaps the best thing we can do to protect ourselves and others from the risks that AI poses is to better understand what it is and how it works. Okay, back to today. We'll just be looking at one aspect of generative AI: large language models, also known as AI chatbots. These are the ones that you've probably heard of over the past few months, with free tools such as ChatGPT and Google Bard going live. Language models are a type of AI that can generate and understand human language. They are trained on massive amounts of text and code data, which allows them to perform tasks such as translation, summarization, question answering, and even creative writing. So let's jump in and take a look at one of them, ChatGPT. When you first log into ChatGPT, you'll be presented with a screen that looks a little bit like this. There's an empty text box at the bottom of the page where you can type your command. So let's start with an easy one. What is ChatGPT? As you can see, it creates an answer right in front of you, with the text being typed out in real time as you watch it happen. What does it say here? Okay, ChatGPT is a variant of GPT-3, blah, 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 blah. It's a little bit complicated. I don't think I really want to read all of that, so I'm going to give it another command. Can you explain it to me like I'm 5 years old? Sure. ChatGPT is a very smart computer program that can talk with you by typing words on a screen. You could ask it questions or tell it things, and it will try its best to answer or respond like a friend. It's like having a robot friend to chat with and help you with information or have fun conversations. But remember, sometimes it might not understand everything perfectly, just like how grown-ups might not always know everything. Okay, that's kind of helpful. Gives me a bit of a better understanding. Let's ask it another question. What can you do? And there you go. It can help us with answering questions, explaining things, telling stories, chat, and even language help. We'll come back to this in a moment. Are there any things it can't do? Let's check. I wonder, what are this week's lottery numbers? I mean, that would certainly be helpful. Ah, I see. Okay, so we've fallen into the first bit that ChatGPT can't do. I'm sorry, but I can't provide you with this week's lottery numbers or predict future events. Understandable. How about, what should I spend the money on if I did win the lottery? Great. It's given us some really interesting responses, ranging from paying off debts, charity, lifestyle, education. They're not bad, quite good. Okay, I'm going to start a new chat. This time, I'm going to get it to roleplay as Cristiano Ronaldo. It's asking what question we would like to ask him. Okay, so let's pretend that this is Cristiano Ronaldo we're talking to. When did you begin playing football? Interesting. So he started playing at a young age, growing up in Madeira in Portugal. Football's been part of his life. Okay, that's kind of interesting. What's his biggest highlight, I wonder? Oh, interesting. So now, ChatGPT has actually given us 2 responses. We can read through them and decide which one we think is best. That's pretty good. Lots of factual information there about his time at the various clubs he's played for and all the different trophies that he's won. Finally, let's ask, who do you currently play for? Oh, now here we've hit a bit of a limitation of ChatGPT. It says, as of my last knowledge update in January 2022, Cristiano was playing for Manchester United. So, what we know is that ChatGPT is trained on internet data that was taken in January 2022. So actually, it has no understanding of anything that's happened since then. Interesting. Okay, that's our first look at ChatGPT. We'll come back to it in a moment with some more practical examples. But for now, let's have a look at Google Bard and see how it compares. Okay, let's ask the same question to Google Bard. And a bit like when we asked ChatGPT, we get quite a good answer. It explains that it's a conversational, generative, artificial intelligence chatbot developed by Google. It also gives you the warning that it's still under development, but there's a few things that it can do, and it suggests you might want to try out. Okay, let's try something a little bit different this time. I'm going to ask Google Bard to create a table of differences between ChatGPT and Google Bard. Great, this is really helpful. So we can see that it's created a table with features, then ChatGPT first, Google Bard second. Now, as we looked at with that Cristiano Ronaldo example, ChatGPT has a predefined set of data that hasn't been updated since 2021. Well, actually, we know that's 2022. By contrast, Google Bard actually continually draws information from the internet. So that's quite helpful. It means that it's got far more up-to-date information available than ChatGPT has. What's also quite helpful here with this spreadsheet is that with just one click, we can export this table into a Google Sheet. So if you and your organization are already using Google, this could be really helpful. Next, let's just check to see how different the answer is about Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, to start with, it gives us the answer in Portuguese. Let's see, does it know what club Cristiano Ronaldo plays for? Aha! So, unlike ChatGPT, Google Bard knows that Ronaldo currently plays for Al Nassr, a Saudi Arabian football club. Interesting. So already we can start to see some of the differences between the two tools. Okay, let's go back to our slides. So, as you can see, ChatGPT and Google Bard are conversational chatbots that can complete a whole range of complex tasks and roles. There are many ways you can use AI chatbots in your work. So, let's break it down into 3 categories. Summarize content. This will allow you to condense large articles or documents and ask AI to analyze the text, breaking it down into understandable chunks or bullet points. Learn and understand. Discover new information and skills by asking AI to explain complex ideas or how to do something, such as how to play chess or cook the perfect pizza. And finally, create content. You can use AI to create custom text, tables, code for blogs, reports, policy documents, or even websites. Here are some examples of commands or prompts you could use to summarize content. For example, summarize this blog post, summarize this PDF in 200 words, summarize the news in bullet points. But remember, that last one can only really be done by Google Bard at the moment. You can also upload images and ask the chatbot to tell you what's happening in the image. Okay, let's try this out. Here I've got quite a big PDF. It's 24 pages. What we're going to do is see if Google Bard can summarize this quite large PDF document into something a little bit easier to understand and quicker to read. So let's use that. And we'll say, summarize this PDF in 100 words with a link to the PDF. This is an article about the Welsh Government's plan for health and social care. It discusses the challenges facing the current system and the need for change. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, it's certainly helpful, but maybe we don't really get enough of what's in the document. Let's ask for a bit more detail. Great. So this time we get a few bullet points. The plan discusses the challenges facing the current system, including, then it gives the plan's vision, and a bit more detail, including goals and the conclusion. That's pretty helpful. Can we ask the same of ChatGPT? Let's check. Again, we've hit another one of the limitations or current limitations of ChatGPT. At the moment, ChatGPT is unable to access external websites or PDFs directly. If you need to get around this, you can always copy and paste all the text from this document into ChatGPT and you will still get the answer that you need. Okay, back to Google Bard. The last example that I think we want to have a look at is by uploading an image and seeing if it can tell us what's going on. So I've downloaded an image of what seems to be like a pirate ship, and we're going to say, explain this image to me. And here you can see the response. The image you sent shows a pirate ship sailing in the ocean at sunset. The ship is large and imposing, with a black hull and sails. It's flying a pirate flag, which shows a skull and crossbones. So you can see there really is quite a lot of information given in this answer. A limitation at the moment with Bard is that you can't upload images with people in it. And for the time being, that's probably for the best. Okay, let's go back to our slides. Next, we're going to look at learn and understand. So we might ask, explain AI to me like I'm 5, the example that we looked at earlier. We could also look at giving me the pros and cons of AI, giving us an argument. Or we could ask something like, how do I make videos in Canva? So let's jump into ChatGPT and see how these get on. And there you go. Quite a useful step-by-step guide as to how you can log into Canva, choose a template, edit videos, add animations, music, and then even export your videos and download them. It's pretty helpful. Next, we'll ask it to break down an argument by giving us 5 pros and cons of generative AI. And there you go. 5 bullet points, pros and cons. Okay, and finally, creating content. So we could ask for things like plan a digital marketing campaign, create a TikTok policy for promo-cymru, or create a table comparing iPhones. Let's have a look at how that works. Here I've got an article on the promo-cymru website. What's the fuss about artificial intelligence? And we've got a fairly long article going into a little bit more detail about how AI can help me in my work. Let's see if we can use Bard to create a social media post to promote the article. And there we go. Twitter post. Artificial intelligence, AI, is one of the most talked about technologies of our time. But what is AI and why is it such a big deal? This article from promo-cymru explains everything you need to know about AI, from its potential benefits to its ethical implications. Then it suggests that we include the link and even come up with some hashtags that we may want to use. It even tells us that what's good about the tweet is that it's short and to the point. It includes a clear call to action to read the article, and it uses these relevant hashtags to hopefully get more views. That's pretty helpful. But what if I don't particularly like this example? Well, in the top right hand corner, you'll see it says View Other Drafts. If we click this, we actually get 3 or sometimes more examples that Bard created at the same time. So let's have a look at draft number 2. Well, the difference here is that it's added an emoji, but also the text is quite different. AI is rapidly changing the world around us, but what does this actually mean? And let's check out draft number 3. It's a much shorter example of a tweet. AI is everywhere, but what is it all about? But there we go, just in one question, we've been given 3 potentially good posts that we could use to promote this article. But what if I want to create a whole marketing campaign? So not just one tweet. Let's have a look at this example. Here, the Sprout, which is one of promo-cymru's projects, has an entire campaign called The Future is in Our Hands. The aim of the campaign is to raise awareness about how young people can make sustainable choices in Wales to help reduce waste and be eco-friendly when it comes to fashion. In this page, there are links to all the different articles that are promoted via the campaign. Let's see if we can use AI tools to generate entire marketing campaigns. So, I've copy and pasted all the different article links from the campaign and used the command create a week-long digital marketing campaign based on these blogs. Let's see how it does. Week-long digital marketing campaign. Theme, sustainable fashion. Target audience, Gen Z and millennials who are interested in sustainable living and fashion. We then get goals and even a day-by-day breakdown in how to promote the campaign, such as social media posts, email marketing. Great! I think that gives us a really good starting point in the sort of content that we could be promoting and how we could schedule our posts day by day. Let's have a look at another example. Let's see if we can get it to create a policy for promo-cymru when communicating directly with young people aged 13 plus. And there we go. Really quickly, we've got something that is a great starting point for a policy document. Now, obviously, I would recommend that you don't just copy and paste this and see it as job done. You definitely need to go through it, check it, make sure it makes sense for you and the work you do. But as a starting point, this is really helpful. I'm the sort of person that hates staring at a blank page. I'd rather have something to work with that I can edit, make it a bit more my own. So for me, this is a really, really useful tool. Just for fun, let's see what else we could do with this. Let's see if it can write in the style of Shakespeare. Very good. Although I'm not sure that's going to quite make it into promo-cymru's policy documents. You can also use Google Bard and ChatGPT to support the work you do when writing grant and funding applications. They can be a really good starting point, just so that you get your initial ideas down on the paper and then you can carry on working from there. I'd encourage you to sign up for these tools. Both of the examples we've shown today are completely free, and you can just play around with them, have a go, try typing in some of the commands that we've asked today, or even using them in your work. But before we go, I want to have a look at some of the limitations. All of these examples are really exciting and show the potential for how AI can begin to support you in the way you work. However, it's not perfect. It has real limitations and issues we must be aware of. Contextual understanding. AI can sometimes struggle to understand the context of a question or request, which can lead to inaccurate or irrelevant responses. Generating misinformation. AI can sometimes generate text that is factually incorrect, especially if the question or request is ambiguous or intentionally misleading. And bias. AI is trained on a massive dataset of text and code, which may reflect the biases that are present in that data. As a result, the responses may be biased towards certain groups or perspectives. AI tools are still under development, and in truth, they will probably never replace the need for real people to review and check the answers they provide. It's important to be aware of these limitations and to not rely on AI to provide perfect or definitive answers. Be critical of the responses and consult other sources to verify their accuracy. Bearing all of this in mind, I still think these are incredible tools that can speed up our work and make us so much more productive. What next? Well, if you're based in Wales and work in the third sector, you can access DigiCymru, a service offering free one-to-one support for any digital issues you may be facing, whether it's AI or something completely different. Newid is a partnership between WCVA, Compass and promo-cymru funded by Welsh Government. NEWID aims to raise awareness of the CDPS digital service standards for Wales by providing training, support and information through their website. Finally, there are lots of great webinars and tutorial videos online, but I can recommend Google Garage's online training, Boost Your Productivity with AI. We'll add the links to the description below. I hope you found this webinar useful and it's given you some ideas of how you can begin using generative AI tools in your work within the third sector. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Thanks for listening.